Tim and Vinny and me are all here in Albuquerque. I'm Louis Wickham. We're here at Fitness Kicks in the Duke City with Japanese Jiu-Jitsu black belt Josh Lanier and our own ring girl. What's up, Michelle?
Hey. So, you know those moves that are illegal in MMA? Well, today, they're not illegal for us. So we're gonna teach you how to break those rules, and we're gonna teach you real women's self-defense.
That's right, guys. Today we're gonna take out the size and the strength equation and teach Michelle how to drop me hard. You ready, Michelle?
I'm so ready.
Let's do it. All right, guys. First thing we're gonna go over is the knee strike to the groin. Now, this is illegal in MMA, but real life street situations is one of the most effective strikes you can use. So what's gonna happen is Louis gonna come up and grab my shirt like your typical bum would. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna come forward, I'm gonna grab his shirt, I'm gonna close that distance. I'm stepping with my left foot just to his side, and I'm driving my knee, the hard part, right to his groin. See how that runs right up his leg? And it's shoosh and shoosh. We don't stop until he lets go. Eesh, eesh. And once he lets go, we go for safety. This time, it's 115-pound Michelle against 225 me. You ready, Michelle?
Ready.
No slack this time. You ready?
Yep.
So I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna grab Michelle. She's gonna fight for her life. Eesh, 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 eesh.
All right, ladies. So that move, it's illegal in MMA, but for us, it's not. Break that rule and live.
And that's how 115 pounds drops 225.
Simone Holmes. Stay on that bombastic, rhymes me like elastic. Reach around the world, situation drastic. Heard some fool once say I could never bring it. Hardcore hip hop, metal and I sing it.
Cage Fighter TV, because we can.
I don't follow, I like setting the trench. This is a new line, a new era.
So Richard Montano's second fight was against Thomas Cherkides, and it taught me the second lesson I needed to learn in the Abel Cullum Richard Montano rivalry. Don't bring a boxing referee to a cage fight. With 1 second left in the first round, the referee stopped the fight, saying he feared that the armbar was going to break Richard's arm. Richard was clearly escaping that armbar and was ready to move on to the second round. But his professionalism and his integrity during that event gave Terry Trebilcock Jr. a reason to sign him to a contract. He promised him a rematch, and this next fight with Wade Stringer was him keeping that promise. Richard's next fight was the promise kept. Jackson Submission Fighting has trained champions for years now. He has a stable of fighters, and when he calls me up and says, "Jim, I've got a guy ready for anything," we're pretty sure he's telling the truth. So when he called me and told me Wade Stringer was ready for whatever you got, we put him against Richard Montano. Here we go, Wade Stringer. The guy is a star. He's been training with Jackson's for, must have been 4 years at this point.
Oh, looks like a good, strong kid.
Herb Dean, coming out to support the local community.
You know, Richard's keeping his hands up a lot more than his first fight. You know, looks like he's had a little bit more training.
You can tell that Wade didn't come from a wrestling background. As he shot and his head was down, he couldn't see anything.
Richard's got a hold of his head.
Richard immediately understood what was going on and was able to sprawl out of it. Again, this is a beginner mistake here. What does he think he's going to accomplish by holding on to his head? Richard's brute strength alone got him to this point right here where he's able to get that sweep.
You know, it's a stalling tactic until you can figure out exactly what you're going to do with it. Even right now, it's just a stalling tactic. You're not really going to do much from here. And now, you know, Stringer just, you know, got a good takedown from him.
And there he goes. He takes his back.
Even though Richard's still got his head, he's out. But, you know, now he's in a worse off position. You let go of the head and, you know, get back to guard, pull something else. Don't just hold on to the head and hope for something.
Well, here we go again. We're experiencing a little bit of Richard's ability to turtle up and wait for something better to happen.
Going for an armbar here.
Doing real good. Stacking him up.
Doing real good stacking into him. Richard's got to turn in. He's got to run the pipe. He's either got to chase his arm or he's got to pull his elbow past his cut, past his opponent's groin area.
Now to talk about something more important. Here
Triangle.
you can notice Richard wearing the Walmart brand shorts, whereas Wade is going with, you know, both the spandex and the tap out shorts.
You know, it's tap out versus Walmart.
Well, here we go.
Got out of the
an
armbar.
armbar, and then brute strength once again has paid off.
Go Walmart.
I'm not sure if we're allowed to say Walmart. I'll have to ask my producer. And here we go. We're doing a little dance. Do that dance. We like to call that the cage cha-cha.
Went for a leg, failed attempt. he's sitting on
Had
top.
his back completely. Decided not to get his hooks in. Herb stands it up to keep the action going.
Both of them are a little bloody at this point. Richard circling.
Richard's boxing style is so unorthodox, but he's so prepared. He keeps his distance. He's he absolutely knew exactly when he was going to get shot into, but he just apparently his experience has taught him that once he gets connected, he's not in danger anymore.
Round number 2 here, good kick. See, Richard dropped his hands when Stringer threw that kick. You don't want to do that. If they end up faking that low kick and going high, your head's left wide open.
Most people really try to do that fake against Richard, but I don't think they realize that he is a trained ninja. He disappears. You try to throw a punch at him, and he will absolutely teleport to the other side of the ring. And you'll see it a little bit more in this fight, but again, Richard's inexperienced. He's able to get that guillotine in. He locks his legs.
He's got the arm and the head trapped. It's real hard to get out of this, but it just shows the caliber of the fighter if you're able to finish from here or not. It's a good fight-ending position.
Well, Wade's not going to be choked out by something like this. The guy is an amazing ground guy. He trains with the best in the world when it comes to jiu-jitsu, and I do not think that Richard has any chance of submitting Wade. This is going to be a brute force fight once again.
Yeah, Herb Dean stood him up. Richard couldn't finish from a fight-ending position. Refs got no choice but to stand him up. That was a good exchange with Flurry.
Good hands. Telling you, ninja.
There it is. Stringer's in survival mode right now. He got caught with a big shot. His hands are dropping a little. His mouth's open. Richard's still got his teeth clenched.
And those punches, those heavy hands, the judges really notice those things. You get rocked, and that's what they notice.
Yeah, I've had friends fall to the hands of Richard Montano. He's got some big power in those hands.
He fights anywhere from 135 pounds up to 170 pounds, that guy. And he's never weighed more than 145 pounds, fully clothed.
I'd love to fight him.
He'll take that fight. he's that kind of guy. Again, try to submit Richard. It's not your best option.
Circling, running the pipe. He's doing good. He shouldn't have just locked his legs around him right there. He should have took a side back mount control. But
again, what we've got here is we've got inexperience. You even got Terry up in the corner yelling at him.
Circle around, do something. Just sit there.
Hit him, he said. Hit him. So what we've got, Wade's working the takedown.
He's got an underhook right there, working the shoulder, trying to peel him off. Not much action here. At least if I was Stringer, I'd be throwing knees, trying to work the body, something. Richard's got my head, but, I'm going to be working my knees to the inside of his leg, foot stomps, something.
So that fight went the distance. Once again, Richard Montano was able to pull off the decision, upsetting the local fave and moving on to his rematch with Thomas Urquidez.